So remember that guy AJ Armstrong that had murked his parents, the one that had the football player dad, and they had tried him multiple times, but at first they couldn't reach a verdict. Yeah. And then they finally got it right. I think it was like on the third time. Did y'all know his wife filed for divorce? The article that I read said that the wife had filed for divorce back in 2024. So I saw the post and a lot of people were going in on her because you know how y'all do. People always say when a black man go to jail, as a woman, we're supposed to, stand around and wait on him. I just got one question though. If that man can't come out, you know, all the way until 2063, they say he'll be eligible for parole. But keep in mind, just because they say he's eligible for parole in 2063, that doesn't mean he's going to get out in 2063. So I just want to know, was she supposed to wait, even if he can get out in 2063? Is she supposed to wait on him until 2063 just because he's a black man? And y'all need to stop making it a white on black thing. Oh, white girls always leave black men when they go to jail. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not putting my life on hold for nobody. I don't care if you a white man, a black man, a blue man, a Mexican man, Hispanic man, Joe Smo the snowman. I'm not putting my life. That's unfair to think that that girl is supposed to wait. We are young. I'm not sure how old that girl was, but AJ is around my age. Now, let's just say if she is around his age, which I think so because the article that I read said that he well, they went together like they was high school sweethearts. So I'm assuming she's around the same age range. Is she supposed to wait until we get old? Cuz basically 2063 we all going to be old. Old. You know, is she supposed to wait all these years? Let me tell y'all something. I don't want nothing that been in jail that long. Ain't no telling what you been in there doing to survive. I don't want you. Y'all know I don't like bad boys no way. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know why it got to be a white on black thing just because this girl filed for divorce. She woke up and came to her senses and realized that she's still young. Now I understand that they have a child together. And I think it's unfair to expect a woman to bring the child to the prison so she could see her daddy behind bars like that. I mean, in a perfect world, you know, I guess it would be nice, but I mean, it's kind of unfair because it's like, I don't know, that's a conversation for another day. But I don't expect her to wait around for him. I don't think that makes her a horrible person. I disagree. I disagree with the people that saying, she was with him for the come up because first of all, they was still children when he did that. That's number 1. And number 2, just because she was with him and his daddy was like a ex-football star, all that. I mean, they say he was spoiled rotten. They say the quickest way to ruin a child is to spoil them, get them everything they want. They say he was spoiled rotten. But I don't think it was that. I think that girl tried everything she could to stand beside that boy. I really do. I really do because when the world is accusing your man, your dude of something like that, I mean, this ain't just a regular person in the street. The world was accusing him of murking his parents. One of the most horrific crimes a person can do. So that's not easy standing by his side and then she got his seed. You know, that's like, you get what I'm saying? That makes it even worse because even though you divorced him, in a way, you still tied to this man for the rest of your life. because you have his child. Now, unless you one of those women that just don't bring the child around any of the relatives. And from what I was seeing in her interview, she doesn't strike me as the type to, keep the baby away from, her dad's side of the family. She doesn't strike me to be that type. But I mean, I ain't gonna sit up here and lie to you. I don't know if I would bring my child there to see him, because I just think it's unfair that I gotta keep coming down there to bring the baby down there. Like, I think it's unfair to me. It's unfair to the baby as well. I'm gonna just be honest. I probably would just start a new life and give her a stepdad. I probably would, because, I just think it's unfair. I do. And no, ain't nobody tell you to go off your parents because you want to be grown and you a spoiled brat and you can't have your way, you know. And I mean, I think a lot of people felt a certain type of way because, like I've told you all in numerous videos, and the comment section under my Derrick Rose video and the Antonio Massey video on TikTok, baby, that goes to show that y'all are very sensitive when it comes to these black men. And when people don't take mess off of them, y'all are just up in arms. When people don't stand by a black man when he's dead wrong, y'all get pissed off. Y'all feel like everybody's supposed to just be standing beside these black men no matter what they do. And I don't think that girl is a bad person because she went on about her life. I don't expect her to stick around. And, what is she supposed to do? Never date again? Never find love again? Is she? Is she supposed to not go live her life and, find love, find joy? We not getting our 20s back. Once we turn 30, that's it. 20's done. 20's done. You can't hit rewind. It's kind of like when he did what he did at 16 and he's paying the price for it now. Once you do something, you can't hit rewind. So I just want to know, is she supposed to put her life on hold the rest of her life because he wanted to do something impulsive when he was 16 and it basically cost him the rest of his life? So now she's supposed to, deprive herself of joy and love and affection and deprive herself of, and matter of fact, if she wait around for him, in a way, she's depriving her daughter as well. Let me tell you how. Because she's depriving her daughter of a stepfather, a father in the home. And from the way I look at the world, I already told y'all, it seemed like to me the woman that grew up in a household that didn't have a dad or even like a father figure, to me, in my humble opinion, based on what I've noticed, those are the females that have a lot of daddy issues. And based on what I've noticed, those are the women that take a lot of men. Those are the women that's always making excuses for men. Those are the women that always feel like, they don't deserve better. And from what I'm seeing, those are the women that are always in shitty relationship or relationship after relationship because they don't know how to be alone. So I feel that all young girls need a father figure in their life. If it's not a father, it needs to be a stepfather. If it's not your biological father, it needs to be a stepfather. It needs to be even if it's like a grandfather that is the closest thing that you know to a father, or maybe even if it's your uncle that raised you as his own, he's like your uncle, but he's like your father figure. All girls need some type of father figure in the house. And if she waits on him, she's depriving her daughter of having a man in the house. Yeah, she has her uncle. Last time I checked, I ain't seen nothing happen to her to Uncle Josh. And won't that the brother? Let me make sure. Cause somebody in the comments said that he goes through his challenges, so I don't know if it's true or not. I will have to look on it. But, you know, I'm sure, white girl probably got, family members of her own, maybe like I don't know, maybe I'm just guessing, maybe she got a brother or her dad or, you know, maybe something like that. You know, if you want to look at it that way, she'll have, her family members on her mom's side. But I just feel to sum it up, I feel that she shouldn't deprive her daughter of having a pappy in the house. I feel that. I feel that way. I already told you, I feel like all girls need a father figure, even if it ain't nothing but a older brother that's very overprotective of you, Um, yeah. Because if you have somebody, in your corner that reminds you often that you're a queen, you won't have to go out here and find love and, Joe Smo. The first dude to tell you pretty, now you falling in love. If you know you a queen, you won't have to, you won't, be so easy to be impressed. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not going in a white girl. I don't blame her. I would have just shit. When they had convicted him, that was shit. I probably would have filed the paperwork within the next 5 to 7 business days. I'm just being honest. Ain't nobody got time to be holding down Pookie. Okay? Ain't nobody tell you to go off your parents. You did it on your own. Now you got to pay the consequences. Plain and simple.